My name is Skylar Koenig, and today I'm going to be sharing my Genogram activity number 6. For the next slide, I'm going to be talking about the high expectations as a family pattern in the Encanto movie. For a little bit of an overview, the Marigold family in Encanto has a family pattern based on high expectations and the pressure to use their gifts. Each family member is expected to use their gift to help the community, and not doing so causes conflict. This unhealthy pattern comes from the heavy expectations and the pressure to always succeed. These patterns are passed down through generations, starting with abuela, and affecting the children, which leads to stress, anger, and emotional distance. The objective for this presentation is that it applies the ideas from Winslow and Shuroff's article to analyze the Marigold family's coping strategies and resilience, examining how maladaptive family patterns are repeated and their impact on relationships. The title of the article that I picked is The Development and Validation of the Family Coping Expectation Scale. Socialized responses to adverse life experiences and their associations with personal and relational wellness. For the next slide is a summary of the article. A few of the main points is that it talks about the family coping expectation scale, a tool created to measure how families deal with tough situations and stress. The study found that learned ways of reacting to challenges, like looking for approval from others or blaming others, can affect personal well-being and relationships. Families with unhealthy coping patterns often deal with ongoing stress, bad communication, and conflict, which hurt individual happiness. Next slide, I'm going to talk about the high expectations applied to the Marigold family. So there is unhealthy coping habits. The findings from the article that can be applied to the Marigold family ways of handling challenges. The Marigold's high expectations, especially about their magical gifts, lead to unhealthy coping habits. Family members feel pressure to be perfect and meet impossible standards. Just like the article says that families often deal with tough situations by holding on to high expectations, which can cause emotional exhaustion. Another way that it's applied is that there's learned responses to challenges. The article talks about how families respond to problems by sticking to perfectionist standards, which is also seen in the Marigold family. The family members are expected to use their gifts to help others, creating a cycle of pressure and stress. This matches the research showing that learned responses, like trying to meet high expectations, can hurt both personal well-being and relationships. Another thing is emotional exhaustion and family conflict. The article explains that unhealthy coping habits can lead to long-lasting stress and conflict in families. In Encanto, this is clear as the Marigold family members face emotional exhaustion from always needing to succeed. The constant tension and stress in the family, especially between Abuela and the younger generation, show how ignoring high expectations can harm both relationships and personal health. One of the examples is Isabella. who is expected to be perfect because of her gift of making beautiful flowers. She feels a lot of pressure to live up to this idea of perfection, even though it makes her unhappy. Her struggle and eventual decision to break free from the perfect image show how unhealthy coping expectations can hurt personal well-being. And for the next slide, on this slide, I'm going to look at some similarities and differences. A similarity is that both the Marigold family and the article show how unrealistic family expectations can lead to stress and emotional distance. The focus on individual performance, like using magical gifts in Encanto and family coping strategies in the article, can hurt personal well-being and relationships. A difference is that the article looks at real families and how they handle tough situations, while Encanto uses magical gifts, which makes the pressure worse. In real life, families may not have magical gifts, but they still face similar expectations about success in their roles and with the family. An insight that I had is that using the article's research, we can look and see how the Marigold family's expectations are passed through generations and can create an unhealthy coping habit. It also highlights the importance of balancing personal needs with family expectations to build strength. And for slide, I'm going to talk about the reflection that I had this assignment. This assignment helped me better understand how family relationships help people cope and their well-being. Looking at Encanto through the lens of resilience research has shown me that family patterns, whether healthy or unhealthy, are important for personal and relationship health. Understanding these patterns can help find ways to grow and heal. I picked the communication accommodation theory. And the three terms from the theory are convergence, divergence, and social identity. For convergence, when Mirabelle tries to fit in with her family, she often adapts her communication to match their expectations, such as trying to act like everyone else who has powers. This reflects her desire for acceptance, despite feeling left out. And for divergence, Abuela, as the family monarch, shows a clear divergence in communication style. She maintains traditional roles and expectations. Emphasizing the importance of family's power and unity, she creates a barrier between her and Mirabelle. And for social identity, the Marigold's family's distant powers are central to their social identities. Each family member's unique abilities to create a sense of belonging or alienation, influencing how they communicate with each other and how they perceive their roles in the family. On this slide, I picked the dysfunctional conversation avoidance accommodation conflict cycle. I have the examples of the 5 phases of this cycle. Prelude to conflict. In this phase, an example is that Mirabelle feels overlooked by her family because she lacks a miracle gift, unlike the rest of her family. Though she has not openly addressed this, the tension grows, making her feel like an outsider. And then for the next event, triggering event, the destruction of the house triggers the conflict. Mirabel learns that the house is falling apart because of the pressure to meet family expectations. And she attempts to fix things, leads to confrontation with Abuela, who can no longer avoid her emotional struggles. Initiation of conflict, Mirabel tries to fix things, but Abuela resists. Abuela refuses to admit that her control and pressure to maintain the family's magic have caused harm. Differentiation phase, Mirabel and Abuela confront each other about the family's issues. Mirabel accuses Abuela of pushing too hard and ignoring individuality. In the resolution phase, the family realizes their true strength is in love and unity, not their gifts. Mirabel helps break the cycle of avoidance, allowing her family to heal. Abuela admits her mistakes and they rebuild the casita, focusing on their bonds, not just magic. This marks the end of the conflict where they learn to communicate and value each other's contributions. I chose the concept family rules, implicit rules, explicit rules, and rule validation. For implicit rules, the Marigold family has unwritten rules that everyone should contribute to the family's magical legacy. Mirabel, as the one family member without a special gift, feels like she's breaking an unspoken rule by not having power. And for the explicit rules, Abuela sets clear rules about the family's gifts, like the expectation that each family member use their gift to help the community. These rules are straightforward but create pressure, especially for Mirabel. Rule violation. Mirabel's efforts to fix the family's problems and her challenges to Abuela's authority break the family's established rules. This causes conflict but also allows for change and understanding, leading to a new way of looking at family rules and expectations. And the last slide here is my references. Thank you.